Hello, I'm Kallol Dahal, and in today's class we are going to learn about gadgets and instruments from chapter 11, grade 9. So let's begin. Unit 11, Gadgets and Instruments. Reading 1. Save your smartphone. Smartphones have become an important aspect of everyday life, not only in terms of staying connected with family and friends, but also in getting work done, staying up to date with important schedules, and even buying groceries or clothes online. It has become almost impossible to do anything without one in today's tech driven world, so much so that many of us have a phone in our hands for the most part of the day. Your phone, therefore, needs proper care to prolong its lifespan and also to safeguard important information that's stored there. Since smartphones are so essential and central to our life, it's time for us to get smart in caring them. Here are some tips which you can follow to keep your phones safe. A closer look at your charging habits. Most of us live in fear of a fading phone battery when we are out and about. We don't worry too much about that battery's eventual lifespan. Do you know that you shouldn't charge your battery to 100%? You shouldn't let it get down to minimum charge or 0% either. That can cause internal damage to your phone. The rule with some batteries is to keep them 50% or more most of the time. When it drops below 50%, top it up a little if you can. You can charge your phone this way a few times in a day. You should also make it a point to use the charger that came with your phone. There have been incidents of cheap chargers actually catching fire. Maintain a cool temperature. Heat is harmful to phone batteries. Your phone is safest at room temperature. Avoid placing it next to other devices such as laptops as they generate heat. If you are keeping all your gadgets right next to one another, try to separate them. Invest in phone wipes or cleaning solution. Your phone is a breeding ground for germs and bacteria. Think of all the things you touch before touching your phone. Go to the restroom, hold money, eat, and other activities that lead you to gunk up your device. Studies have actually found that your phone screen houses more bacteria than a toilet seat. This is why you should clean your phone regularly. All you have to do is simply disinfect your phone with an antimicrobial spray and wipe it with a soft cloth. Protect your phone and data. Set a screen lock on to keep your information safe and render the phone useless in the event it gets lost or stolen. Not using a lock screen is the Android equivalent of going out and leaving your front door open for burglars. Control app permissions and notifications. Your smartphone wouldn't be all that useful without all the apps you have downloaded. The more apps you download, the more notifications you will receive. But you can have more control over which apps and events can send you prompts and how these messages appear on the home or lock screen of your phone. Simply go to your phone settings and set the notifications accordingly. And that was about how to keep your smartphone intact. Now let's go to the exercises. Match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. Prolong. To make something last longer. Essential. Extremely important. Fading. Being less bright. Generate. To produce. Gunk. Any sticky or dirty substance. Render. To cause something to be in a particular condition. Notifications. Notices. Now let's go to true or false. It's a good idea to keep our phones fully charged. False. We should keep our phones together with other gadgets. This is also false. A phone is likely to hold more bacteria than a toilet seat. This is true. Now, the remaining ones, along with the exercise C, answer the following questions, is your homework. Now, grammar. Change the following sentences into indirect speech. Use the given sentences starters. He works in a bank. She said that he worked in a bank. How this works is, if the sentence is in present tense, like this one, he works in a bank, but we began the answer with she said, which denotes that this is in past tense. So the beginning of the sentence is in past tense, then the remaining one can't be in any other tense other than the past itself. So if there is past tense over here, we need past verb over here as well. So we change works to worked. We went out last night. This is already in past tense, so we need to make this into past perfect. She told me that they had gone out last night. I'm coming. She said that she was coming. This way, I hope you would be able to do the remaining ones. So please do it as your homework. Now, reading 2. Weather instruments. Until the 18th century, people completely depended on sensory observations for any weather data. They understood the wind direction through the movement of leaves or estimated the time of rain through the number of clouds in the sky. Now, the times have changed. Today, we are blessed with modern technology, which includes different weather instruments and weather stations that help us to accumulate accurate weather data. There are different types of instruments for measuring different parameters. A thermometer is a device that is used for measuring the temperature or the temperature gradient. This can be used in industry, in meteorology, and even in medicine. This device has two important things that help in measuring the temperature. The first one is a sensor that uses different physical parameters like the expansion of different states of matter for sensing the change. The second one is a converter that converts the change of temperature into a numerical number. There are different types of thermometers. In weather stations, mainly mercury-filled thermometers are used. Mercury-filled thermometers can measure the temperature from -35 to 40 degrees Celsius. It has a scale division of 0.2 degrees. But if the temperature is less than -35 degrees Celsius, then this thermometer cannot give an accurate result and becomes unreliable. To measure the temperature under -35 degrees Celsius, alcohol-filled thermometers are used. This type of thermometer can measure from -65, -75 degrees Celsius to 20-25 degrees Celsius. A barometer is an instrument that measures the atmospheric pressure. It measures pressure in measurement units called bars or atmospheres. The earth is wrapped with layers of air, which is called atmosphere. The air has weight and it presses everything against gravity. A barometer measures this pressure. When a barometer shows low pressure, it means that the weather is rainy, windy, or cloudy, and when the pressure is high, it means that the weather is fair. There are different types of barometers, such as the mercury barometer, aneroid barometer, and the digital barometer. Among these three, the digital barometer is the latest one that gives more accurate data. A hygrometer measures the humidity or the amount of water vapor in the air. There are mainly two types of hygrometers. They are dry and wet bulb hygrometers and a mechanical hygrometer. An anemometer is used to measure the speed of the wind. The speed of wind gives plenty of information about the weather. For example, if the speed of the wind is high, it indicates a storm. With the help of the anemometer, we can determine the speed of the wind, which helps us to protect ourselves from many natural disasters. A wind vane is also called a weather vane or a weathercock. This is an instrument that is used for showing the direction of the wind. It has a similar feature like the traditional cockerel design with letters that indicate the points of the compass. A tool is placed on top of a weather station and gives accurate results about the direction of the wind, which provides a lot of information about the changes that take place in the weather. A rain gauge is an instrument that is used by meteorologists for measuring the amount of precipitation occurring over some time. It is one of the instruments that is used in most weather stations. The rain gauge must be placed at an open place without any obstacle. The amount of precipitation is measured either manually or by an automatic weather station. The instrument has some limitations. It is impossible for rain gauge to collect rain during a hurricane. So these were about the instruments we use for different kinds of measurements. Now let's go to the exercises. Complete these sentences with the appropriate words from the text above. Most of the FM stations broadcast the news at 7. So you can find the words from the text and then copy it down in the given blanks. Please mark it down as your homework. Choose the correct answer. How did people get the weather information until the 18th century? With weather instruments, through their physical senses, through their intuitions, through their physical senses. Which one of the following barometers is the latest one? Digital. What does a barometer measure? Atmospheric pressure. Which of the following devices is not used to get weather information? Thermometer, galvanometer, anemometer. Galvanometer. Which of the following devices is used to measure the speed of the wind? Now this one, I leave it for you. Find the answer from the text and then write it down, along with the question answers. Now grammar 2. Change the following sentences into indirect speech. He said, "Don't use my camera." He ordered me not to use his camera. The doctor said, "Give up smoking." The doctor instructed to give up smoking. "Don't touch the wire," the electrician said to me. The electrician instructed me not to touch the wire. "Could you explain number 4, please?" said the student. The student asked if I could explain number 4. "Don't worry about it, Mrs. Shrestha," she said. She told Mrs. Shrestha not to worry about it. Now the remaining 2, I hope you'd be able to do it, so do it as your homework. Complete the following sentences with the correct alternatives from the brackets. Anju said that she had seen the accident the day before. She says that she can't stay there anymore. The teacher told us that the earth revolves round the sun. Now, the remaining ones, I leave it to you as your homework. And with that, we come to the end of today's class. How did you find it? If you have any suggestions, advices, or complaints, please get back to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. So until we come with another unit, have fun and goodbye.